Hello and welcome to Doctor's File, the official Facebook YouTube channel where we talk about everything medical related. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about abortion or miscarriage. What is abortion, though?
First, let me clarify one thing. There is confusion between miscarriage and abortion, right? Abortion is when you get a loss of a fetus through induced means, not spontaneous. So I want to just clear the confusion.
By induced, you mean forceful miscarriage?
Yeah. Abortion generally can be induced or spontaneous. Okay? Let's get that clear. It's a loss of a fetus before the 24 weeks gestation.
All right. Now, before you go on, Doc, there's one really important thing I want to jump into. Coca-Cola and panado.
Yeah.
What's your say on that? I'm sure you've heard of people forcefully inducing abortion using Coca-Cola and panado. Now, does that really work or is it a myth?
Interesting. Coca-Cola, right, is a sweet drink. It's full of sugar. Panado is a painkiller. Now, how that can induce an abortion?
Okay, yeah, I mean, this is a very somewhat controversial topic.
Yeah.
But let's look at it this way. What would you say are the dangers of maybe abortion after a certain period of before maybe what, 3 weeks?
For me, an abortion is an abortion, whether it is forcefully done or spontaneous. The complications are the same. But the most dangerous complications are those that are caused by deliberate means. Now, the first thing that you might experience if you do an abortion is excessive bleeding from the womb. And most people have lost their lives with this. Excessive bleeding, serious bleeding. Because most of these things, people use the sticks, people use all sorts of pens and what, prick themselves in. So that leads to severe bleeding because you are pricking through the uterus, you are pricking through the placenta, you can die from bleeding. After some time, you get maybe infection because people are using all sorts of objects, so they transmit the infection through the objects, and the bacteria multiplies, and all hell breaks loose. So you get a very severe infection, which we call sepsis, abdominal distension, fever, confusion. Sometimes it leads to death. It's abortion. On the long term, an abortion can result in infertility because after the infection in the uterus, then the infection goes to the tubes, it blocks the tubes. When you want to conceive.
All right, I hear you. Now, if you've been watching this video for this long, then now is probably a good time for you to subscribe to the channel. We upload videos like this almost 3 times a week now. All right, so Doc, a lot of people mistake abortion for miscarriage. Can you elaborate a bit on what really the difference is between abortion and miscarriage?
The confusion here is rather a regional issue, right? If you are in South Africa, abortion is equal to miscarriage in South Africa, right? In Zambia, gynecologically, we believe abortion is loss of a fetus before the 24 weeks gestation, okay? Now, after 24 weeks, that's 6 months. Anything that somebody loses from 24 weeks to about 32 weeks is called miscarriage. So there's a difference.
Okay.
And that loss can be induced or spontaneous.
All right.
Both.
So wait, let me stop you right there. So what you're saying is between before 24 weeks, is it?
That's abortion.
Between 24 weeks, that's abortion.
Yeah.
That's forcefully induced.
No, not forcefully. Either. It's either forcefully or spontaneous.
Okay.
It is still abortion.
All right.
Even miscarriage, it's only that the baby will be bigger, to be from 24 weeks, 6 months, to about 8 months, 32. That loss is called miscarriage. Whether it is forcefully done or it is spontaneous, it is called miscarriage. We have cleared that one.
Okay, that's well and good, but not like I said earlier. It's a bit of a controversial topic, but according to you, if somebody were to abort, at what stage would you maybe recommend? Again, I'm not trying to point you into a direction.
Fine. I get your question. What is the safest period to have an abortion?
Exactly.
16 weeks.
16 weeks.
Yeah, and below.
Okay.
Anything after that becomes very risky.
Okay.
Now we are talking abortion here, not the ones you do in the back street. I'm talking about a medical abortion, where the doctors will try and terminate the abortion. Okay.
All right.
Using medical means.
Okay, and then
after below 16 weeks.
All right, and then when do you actually recommend medical abortion, according to you?
We do recommend medical abortions if the pregnancy will endanger the mothers. I'm talking about Zambian situation, right? The Zambian law. Because if you go to South Africa, actually it's allowed, free. You just walk in, I don't want the baby, they carry out the procedure. In Zambia, you need to satisfy several criteria. The pregnancy, if it is carried, will endanger your health as a mother. Okay? The fetus, if it is born, will have gross abnormalities. Okay? The fetus, if it is carried on, will produce socio-economic imbalance in your life. So about 3 issues. Then you can have a baby.
There's a lot of abortions that happen in our society, not just in our country, but in quite a number of countries. I would safely say pretty much every single country. How do you handle that?
Okay. Handling of an abortion will depend on the types. Okay, there are different types. The most common abortion is the threatened abortion, meaning the pregnancy is unstable and there's slight bleeding, but the pregnancy is intact. That one, we don't do anything. Put you on bed rest, wait. Either comes out or continues, period. The other one is when you expel part of the conceptus, part of the fetus is expelled, part is remaining inside. It's called incomplete abortion. That one, what we do is to clean the uterus. The other abortion is a missed abortion where the fetus dies inside the uterus but does not come out. What do we do to handle it? We simply dilate the cervix, clean it out. If it's bigger, we put on some medicine like pitocin, oxytocin, which is a chemical which produces contractions, expels, and that's it.
All right. Now, at what point does abortion lead to infertility?
At what point? That's a long-term complication. Okay. You abort today, you won't be infertile immediately. Okay. That takes time. That would require an infection to settle in, spread to the tubes, and then the tubes become blocked. So that is months, if not some years, before you can get an infertility problem out of abortion.
All right, so this is all we had for you on today's episode of Doctor's File. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this, and also join our Facebook group, which currently has over 31,000 members. Link to that group is in the description below. And if you have any questions on this topic, make sure you leave us a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.